In this video, we will be discussing the first lesson for the third quarter, which is the mathematical system. So under mathematical system, we have 4 parts. We have defined terms, undefined terms, axioms or postulates, and theorems. But for this lesson, we will be focusing only in the first two, which are defined and undefined terms. So, pag sinabi nating undefined terms, these are terms which cannot be precise defined, or these are completely arbitrary and generally to facilitate the development of the structure. Examples are point, plane, and line. I-discuss natin sila one by one later. And then when we say define, that means we define the other terms of mathematical system in terms of undefined terms. Meaning, we can only define those terms using also the different examples of undefined terms like point, plane, and line. So, example naman ng defined terms natin, angle, line segment, ray, and opposite ray. So, let us discuss those example one by one. So, the first example of undefined terms is point. So, when we say point, it has no dimensions, thickness, length, width, height, and weight. And it is represented by a dot. How to name a point? So, let's say for example, I have here a figure with different points inside. So, papangalanan natin one by one yung mga points na yan. So, it can be using the word point and then its name, or point B. We have point C and point D. Or you can use the symbol for point using that and then the name, or one capital letter. So we have point B, point C, and point D. So ganyan lang magpangalan ng point. The second example of undefined term is a line. So when we say line, it has infinite length but no width and thickness. So how to name a line? We will be using 2 capital letters with the symbol for line. And then, example, if this is the given figure, we can name this line as line AB. So using 2 capital letters and then the symbol for line. Or we can say that this is also line BA. So any of the two. Then the second example, we have line CD or line DC. The last example for undefined terms is a plane. So when we say plane, it is a flat surface and with length and width but no thickness. So how to name a plane? We are only using capital script or yung capital letter na naka-indicate sa loob ng plane, and then we can also name plane using the 3 capital letters which are non-collinear. When we say non-collinear, these are points that are not lying on the same line. So let's have an example. Let's say we have this figure. So we can name that plane using 2 ways. First is, we can call this plane R. So this is the capital script. Or we can name this as plane ABC. So what are the 3 examples of undefined terms? We have point, line, and plane. So let us proceed to the next part of the mathematical system, which is the defined terms. So when we say defined terms, according to its definition, we only define these terms using the given examples under undefined terms. So examples of defined terms, the first one is the line segment. When we say line segment, it is a part of a line consists of two endpoints. Meaning, we define this term using the undefined term, which is a line. And how to name a line segment? We're going to use two capital letters and we will use the symbol for line segment. Example, if we have this given, we can name this as line segment AB or line segment BA. Another example for line segment, let's say we have this given line 1. So from this line, we can get different or we can name different line segment. So let's say we have these 2 points. We have line segment AB, and then using this point on the middle and this point C, we have line segment BC, or we can use point A and point C. So we will have line segment AC. Or on the other hand, you can name that as line segment BA, line segment CB, and line segment CA. The third example of defined term is ray. So when we say ray, it is a part of a line with only one endpoint and extending in only one direction. So how to name? The same with line and line segment, gagamit din tayo ng two capital letters with symbol for ray. As an example, we have this given figure. So how to name that? First, we will use the symbol for ray and then the two capital letters which are the 2 points. So we will have ray AB. So in addition to the different example of defined terms, since we discuss what is ray, we have here the opposite rays. So when we say opposite rays, those are rays with common endpoint but extending in opposite direction. So let's say we have this given line with 3 points, X, Y, and Z. So pag sinabi nating opposite rays, the common endpoint of the two opposite rays here is the point Y. So therefore, the opposite rays are ray YX and ray YZ. So they are extending in opposite direction but they share common endpoint. So meron din tayong tinatawag na collinear points and non-collinear points. Pag sinabi natin collinear points, these are points that are lying on the same line. So if you're going to observe the given example, we have here one line with the given points X, Y, Z, which are all lying in this line. So meaning, point X, Y, and Z are collinear. And then, sa kabilang side naman, we have here same set of points, pero yung point Z ay nasa labas ng given line. Ibig sabihin, point X, Y, and Z are non-collinear points. Meron din tayong tinatawag na coplanar points and non-coplanar points. So when we say coplanar points, these are points lying on the same plane. So ito yung ating example. So let's say we have this given plane and let us name this plane as plane X. So inside this plane we have three different points. which are points R, O, and T. So we can say that points R, O, and T are coplanar since sila ay naglalay sa loob ng iisang plane. So pag sinabi naman nating non-coplanar points, let's say we have the same plane, plane X, and then we have 2 points inside this plane, and then the other point is outside. Meaning, points R, O, and T are non-coplanar points.